Those of you who attended the series of employee meetings in late 1986 heard me say that Pan Am had a plan which, if everything went right, would provide a small profit in 1987. When carefully examining this plan, our board of directors decided the projected profit was too small to support any claim that Pan Am had really turned the corner. And even more important, too small to attract necessary new capital, vital to ensure Pan Am's survival. The board directed management to do whatever was necessary to make Pan Am a solid, profitable airline in 1987, and an airline with a future. And this is what we intend to do. We first looked at the revenue projections in the original plan to see if our fleet capacity, realistic load factors, and proposed route system could be adjusted substantially to increase our revenues. We also wanted to see if we had been too optimistic about revenues, load factors, and yields. We revised our revenues to the point where they are completely realistic, but they are still insufficient to produce a profit level mandated by the board which would support a stable, ongoing operation. This book, all 459 pages of it, contains the 1987 plan. It combines the revised revenues with very substantial cost reductions, and taken together, they produce a respectable, airline-saving, job-saving net profit of 6% of gross revenue. We have pinpointed areas in which expense reductions could be made, and in accordance with this plan, they are being made in the areas in which management has sole control. Among other things, 464 management jobs have been eliminated, and management costs have been cut by 20%. This plan has been approved by the Pan Am Board and fully reviewed by the Joint Labor Council. Our purpose in producing this videotape is to present its highlights to you, the Pan Am employees. We want you to know what we're trying to do and how we're going about doing it. All of us have an enormous stake in the success of this plan, and all of us must be a part of achieving that success. And now, here's the 87 plan.
Producing a detailed, realistic annual plan for Pan Am is a significant accomplishment in its own right. It requires voluminous research and analysis of every phase of the operation, plus the best information obtainable about what the competition plans to do. All of this data is organized. Judgments and projections are made. The elements are distilled in this book. It opens with this concise statement of Pan Am's 1987 planning objectives. Achieve a profit margin at least equal to the industry average. Achieve a position of market dominance on the North Atlantic and South and Central American route systems. Strengthen presence in U.S. cities. Increase gate capacity at JFK. And create a service product that is perceived to be superior to the competition in both first and clipper class, and at least equal to the competition in economy class. Everything that follows explains these objectives and what must be done to achieve them. A major part of the 1987 plan book is devoted to scheduling and fleet. The essential information about every Pan Am flight anywhere in the world is contained here, and so are our general schedules. We list our informed assumptions about what our major competitors will be doing, and we show the composition of our fleet in July 1987. We will then have in the air 41 747s, 12 A300B4s, 7 A310-200s, 40 727-200s, and 8 737-200s. That's a total of 108 aircraft, compared to 112 in July 1986. The principal reason for the reduction in fleet size is the return of the 5 747s to leasers. They were very tired birds, and we will have plenty of lift to meet our 1987 goals by more precisely sizing our fleet to routes and markets and making maximum long-haul use of our Airbuses. To summarize Pan Am's schedule strategy this year, we will keep what works, change what did not, adjust routes and fleet for different seasons, move aggressively on new opportunities, such as JFK Madrid, JFK Berlin, and Dulles Paris, and improve frequency, particularly over the Atlantic. Our schedule will be more efficient because it will produce 10.9% more revenue passenger miles with 2.7% fewer available seat miles. That means more revenue at less cost. We already are seeing real benefits from our scheduling efforts. For the first time in many years, our summer '87 schedule was completed and in the marketplace months ahead of time. And our advanced traffic and reservations demonstrate that it is selling. We expect no major disruptions in our schedule this year. Included in the '87 Pan Am plan are detailed descriptions of actions to be taken in those areas which are most visible to our customers and which they will remember most about our total product. This will be the product they see, feel, and experience. The quality of curb-to-curb service and the operation of the fleet. Many improvements and cost-saving practices were put into effect in 1986. These carryover programs, just in flight service, dining service, and reservations, now save Pan Am more than $11 million annually and actually enhance the quality of our product. In 1987, we will continue to improve our product very substantially. People are not going to fly Pan Am if we offer them an inferior product. To the extent that funds are available, we will continue to restore and refurbish our fleet. We are establishing a new cleaning schedule and will accelerate the ongoing big bins, external livery programs, and other improvements. We are implementing a worldwide passenger service quality assurance program. We have to continue to improve the service we provide our passengers. This is critical to repeat business and can be accomplished at no additional cost to Pan Am. As part of the normal replacement cycle, we will begin replacing everything from carpets to menus and swizzle sticks with a handsome, distinctive, unified design to achieve a totally new Pan Am look inside our aircraft. In addition to product enhancement, this program will result in cost savings through the use of many common elements in all classes of service, quantity purchases, and reduced inventory costs. The first and Clipper class product will be improved by continued improvement in the 747 decor, introduction of A310-300 aircraft, and conversion of the A310-200s to 3 classes of service. In economy class, we will begin implementing a new design scheme. And for long-haul, high-yield international flights, we will improve food service and offer complimentary beer and wine. The '87 Pan Am plan provides for very significant improvements in the operations area. One reflects the final FAA approval of the 120-minute rule for our twin-engine Airbuses. This authority will enable us to route these aircraft and cut 42 minutes off an average Airbus ocean crossing, saving time for our passengers and saving money for Pan Am. Among the important revenue-generating activities within operations are an engine leasing program, which will produce $7 million, expanded contract sales, which will double to $60 million, and total control over wasteful purchasing that will have a positive impact of $40 million to $60 million on cash flow. One of our major achievements has been in on-time performance, the best among major carriers in the U.S. In March, for example, our on-time performance within 5 minutes of schedule was at 78%, compared to 40% at TWA and 69% at American. This performance is already earning praise for Pan Am throughout an industry now criticized for its sloppy performance, and we intend to maintain, at the least, this level in 1987. A major portion of the '87 Pan Am Plan Book is devoted to marketing and advertising. In addition to the innovative new marketing plans already in place for this year, it describes how Panamac 3 and Sabre will improve Pan Am's long-standing problem of low yield by using sophisticated computer software to sell the maximum number of seats at the highest possible yield.
Sí, señora.
Our World Pass and American Advantage combination is forecast to generate additional millions of new high-yield passengers. We will be aggressively developing new markets for such groups as youth and senior citizens, the low-yield charter market, and special ethnic interests. Our advertising approach has moved from business as usual to a bold, aggressive new look and appeal. You have probably seen some of this new advertising. It captures the things that are special about Pan Am. When we say you expect more from Pan Am, that means we must produce more.
Hello, guys. How you doing? Joe, how are you?
Engineering standpoint, the aircraft's in good shape today.
It isn't easy being Pan Am.
Nice to see you.
People expect more from us.
Yeah, we're going over
Because of our name.
Hello, Pat. How are you?
Good morning, Pan American.
I always try to find them the best fare. When they buy their tickets, they don't expect us to act like some cut-rate airline. We're Pan Am.
Hello. What time is your flight? Is that 4-day trip?
Our passengers expect service. They expect a nice, clean, comfortable plane, and they should. Hello?
We can give them beautifully maintained planes and great food. But if we don't get them there on time, don't forget all about that.
Right now, we've got one of the best on-time records in the industry. People expect more from Pan Am, but that's okay. We expect more from ourselves.
Let's go to work.
After we have done all these things and more, the 1987 financial plan gives the hard, cold bottom line. Pan Am must achieve a 20% reduction in unit labor costs at TWA levels, to achieve the goals necessary to ensure Pan Am's survival. Why TWA? Because it is our principal competitor. And if we focused on Continental, which is the driving force in industry wages and prices, you would see that we would need a much greater reduction than 20% in unit costs. Remember, our goals are a profit in 1987 and an annualized 6% net profit. Pan Am, under the best of circumstances, just cannot make it with labor costs so much higher than its major competitors. To put this overall problem in a different perspective, let's look at two key tables from the 87 financial plan. The first assumes that ALPA, FEIA, IUFA, and TWU wage rates increase by 5% to 10% as per contracts. And you see the other assumptions. These increases would produce total airline costs for the year of $2.9 billion. As you can see from this profit and loss statement, the airline would break even, and there is no way it could survive on that basis. This is the same chart, except it reflects the labor cost reductions Pan Am is requesting from its unions. It shows annualized net profits before taxes of $180 million, the 6% net profit we need to ensure Pan Am's survival and its future.
This is the plan Pan Am's Board of Directors approved, and the one we presented to your labor leaders. Now, maybe the best evidence that it's a good plan is that it's working. We ran ahead of the plan during the first quarter, and future revenue projections, based largely on future bookings, support our estimates. We have a lot going for us in 1987. Terrorism and Chernobyl are behind us. Americans are going to Europe again. The Pan Am Express, formerly Ransom, is feeding us the equivalent of a 747 load of connecting passengers every day and continuing to grow. Surveys show the traveling public still has a warm feeling for Pan Am, still considers us the U.S. flag carrier, and wants us to succeed. Now it's up to us, all of us. After all these years, 1987 is the year we have to make it. We will not make it if we chew each other up. If we do that, I assure you there will be no job security, there will be no Pan Am. Now, I'm not here to give you a pep talk, and certainly not to make any threats. You'll make your own decisions. I do want to say that this is our last chance. We cannot make it without labor costs that are comparable to our major competitors. Anyone who says otherwise is living in a dream world. The tastes of the American public have changed. Our industry has changed. And if we try to do business as usual, we'll find there is no business for us. There are no saviors, no miracle workers, just us in charge of our own business. If we want to stay in business and keep our jobs, we have to be realistic about management and labor cost. They have to come down, no matter who's running Pan Am. Please don't be misled by rumors. We are not proposing any 20% wage cut. We're simply saying we just have to achieve a 20% reduction in total labor cost. Now, we've asked your unions for suggestions as to how to accomplish this, and we are working with them to find an answer we can all live with. We've made it clear that we do not want to use the confrontation tactics some of our competitors have used with their unions. We seek negotiations through which we can reach agreement among ourselves on what is needed. We are repelled at the thought of using the tactics employed by Continental, TWA, Eastern, Flying Tigers, and now even at American. This is not the Pan Am way, and we hope both sides will remember this in the weeks ahead. It's up to us, you and me, no one else, to get this done, and I'm confident we can do it.